What were your feelings or what were your thoughts, when Diddy approached you about keeping you signed to Bad Boy minus the other girls?
It wasn't really an approach thing. I think it kind of fell apart everything. I think because of how everything was going on, I think he felt bad because he really didn't have a plan for me. Like the plan that everyone was talking about, like soloing and stuff. That stuff was like on a chart for way later. Like they weren't talking about having a solo deal like tomorrow. They were talking about that may be an option.
Right.
At a record label, they have meetings and then they'll do something for about 4 or 5 years about what the plan is. Now that plan can change, but it was just things that they were being talked about. That wasn't supposed to be this soon. So he really had no idea what he wanted to do with me. And, he felt bad because everybody presented this whole idea and it wasn't real. And here I am sitting here with no plan.
Right.
And I think he saw how hard I was working and I think it kind of just fell too. It wasn't like, oh, this is what I want from you. It was like, yo, you're working really hard. I have an idea about what I want to do with myself and with my album, and I think this might be a good look.
Okay.
It was kind of like that.
Okay, which actually brings me to my next question. I hear that you're part of a new duo called Dirty Money. Is that right?
Oh, it's not a duo. It's a trio.
Oh, it's a trio.
And it's just dope. Like I don't want to go into heavy detail because there's a part. Like everything was talked as a plan and a strategic way of introducing things to people. But I will say, it's 3 of us. He did say that on MTV that it was him and he had 2 girls possibly he was thinking about. One you might know, one you may not know, and that's the threesome that he was trying to build toward. And we're in the studio and it's dope. I love the name. I love the concept. He's calling the music train music, and I really think if this happens the way I feel that it is in my spirit, I think people will be opened up to something that has never been really done before.
Okay, and
like it's really that amazing. Like I've never done music like this. I've never worked as hard as I've ever worked. I've never written as much as I've written with this situation, and it's so hard because as a writer, you have to be like this thing is like if everybody's being challenged from the best of the best, everyone's being challenged with this album, and I love that.
Right. Okay. Real quick, any apprehensive, about being in another kind of group environment, or are you just going for it?
I don't know because I love the first group. That was the point.
Cool. All right. Talk about the comic book. I understand there's a comic book you can buy online. Is that correct?
Yes, you go to DanityKaneComics.com. That's my first issue out. I'm working on the second issue. It comes out in December. I have a soundtrack coming out for it in the end of April. It's like a work in progress because, like I said, every time I try to get it out there, more people want to be involved in it, more producers and more artists. So I'm going to take my time with this soundtrack and make sure it's dope because I'm excited that all people want to be a part of it. But I really like it's a really great concept. It's like Sex and the City meets Sin City.
Right. Okay, so you're definitely staying busy. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I don't stop.
I like that. I definitely like that. The song.
I'm so excited. I just filmed the movie. I just did a scene. It's coming out in 2010. It's an African American film. It's based with Deborah Wilson, the comedian Deborah Wilson, and Christian Keys from all the African American Tyler Perry plays.
Right.
Like we just did it. We just shot it. I was my first film. I'm so excited. So I'm just doing a lot.
Can I ask you about the song "Falls Away"? I know you did that. That was on the internet a few months back, and is that part of? I think it's part of what the comic book soundtrack.
It was the first single for the comic book soundtrack. It was the moment that Kane met her lover Falcon, and it was the story between them two. But it's based off of the comic book, yes. And it's over 500,000 views on my MySpace. It's crazy.
I heard it. I was actually on your page. Yeah, I was on your page yesterday, and "Falls Away" and "Broken Promises" were probably 2 of my favorite songs on the page. To be honest with you.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you.
And I like your voice, and it's funny because I'm actually interested in hearing what you're going to do with Dirty Money because it sort of will give you a chance to show different sides of your voice even.
I think being in a certain group, I think when I was with Danity Kane, I think people saw my voice in one light, and that's totally fine.
Right.
But in this situation, I think people are going to be pleasantly surprised at the range because everybody thought I was kind of stuck in one place because of my range, and I think people know me from the show and they have a perception, which is totally fine.
Right.
I think I'm going to break barriers with this album.
There you go.
I think we're all going to kind of just shock a couple of people.
Right.
Because I think people were in one head, and I think we're going to take them someplace else.
Dawn, let me ask you, where can people find you online?
Twitter me at twitter.com, Dawn Richard. I'll hit up my MySpace, myspace.com/Dawn Richard. It's real easy. It's my name. So you guys can't, and it's not Richard. Don't put an S on it. It's just Richard. And you'll find me I'm tweeting and I'm talking to everybody and keeping everybody posted on my everyday so that we can all be in tune. So, you know what I mean? Everything's positive. I'm starting a movement. You know what I mean? The positivity. We got to get out of this negative bind that we're in right now. So that's where I'm at right now.
All right, I like it, Dawn. I gotta tell you, I like your energy. I really do. You know,
Thank you.
like you're so positive. Like I said, I was going through your MySpace, and I was going through the bio, and I was doing this and doing that, and I was watching the interviews, and I was just trying to get myself up to speed on everything. And I'm telling you, like, I noticed that stuck through and everything. Like, I'm rooting for you. I really am rooting for you.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that, honestly.
No problem. No problem. I want to thank you for your time, Dawn. Definitely keep doing your thing. You know, everybody check out the comic books online. You know, definitely support her. You know, I wish you the best with everything. All right?